If you own a gun in America, you need to pay attention because things have changed dramatically. A massive federal court ruling just came through that completely transforms how gun laws operate across the country. I'm going to walk you through 10 major shifts that emerged from this decision. These changes could be the difference between freely enjoying your rights and finding yourself in unexpected legal hot water. We're not talking about small tweaks to current regulations. These are fundamental transformations in how your constitutional protections work. Before we get into the details of these 10 rules, I need you to do something really quick. Smash that like button right now if you care about protecting your Second Amendment rights. It only takes a second, and it makes a huge difference in getting this information out to more people who need it. Also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future updates on your rights. Trust me, you're going to want to stay informed about this stuff. Alright, let's dive into these game-changing rules. Let's start with Rule 10. If you've ever worried about driving through certain states with your legally purchased firearm, that stress is behind you now. Federal courts have established what basically amounts to a guaranteed safe passage system for law-abiding gun owners who travel between different states. Here's what it boils down to. When your firearm is legal at your starting point and legal at your destination, federal law protects you for the whole trip. You don't have to stress about getting arrested in New Jersey while you're driving from Pennsylvania to Vermont anymore. But there's more good news. Your protection doesn't just apply when the gun is locked away in your trunk during reasonable stops for meals, fuel, or overnight rest. You can legally carry with a valid permit no matter what the local laws say. The key phrase to remember if you get stopped by police is, "I'm traveling under federal interstate protection." Police departments in states with strict gun laws are now forced to completely retrain their officers because of this shift. Moving to Rule 9, your home truly is your castle in the legal sense now. Rule 9 significantly strengthens your property rights. Federal agents can't simply appear at your doorstep anymore just because you happen to own firearms. Those surprise compliance inspections that gun store owners have been subjected to now require a warrant that's based on actual evidence of criminal activity, not just the fact that you're involved in the gun business. This protection covers you whether you're collecting firearms at home, managing a shooting range, or running any kind of firearms-related business. The government must treat your property with the same respect they give any other constitutional right, following proper legal procedures. When federal agents show up at your door, your answer is straightforward. Show me a warrant that lists specific criminal allegations, or you cannot search my property. Rule 8 corrects something that never should have been complicated to begin with, which is buying ammunition. The courts have finally acknowledged what gun owners have known all along. A firearm without bullets serves no purpose. This means all those bureaucratic obstacles you've been forced to navigate when buying ammo are eliminated. California can't force you to undergo a background check just to purchase bullets anymore. New York can't prohibit online ammunition sales. Connecticut can't restrict how much you're allowed to buy. Illinois can't demand serialized ammunition. Purchasing ammo should be as straightforward as buying any other legal product, and now it actually is. Gun stores can return to regular over-the-counter sales, and online retailers can ship across the country without dealing with a confusing mess of different state restrictions. Rule 7 is excellent news if you work in the gun business or you're considering getting your federal license. The ATF can't rely on unclear standards or manipulate enforcement practices anymore. Gun businesses now receive the same legal protections that any other legitimate commerce gets. This means those surprise inspections designed to catch minor paperwork mistakes are largely finished. The ATF can't take away your license for small errors that aren't actually criminal in nature. When you want to obtain your FFL, they must process it within 60 days instead of dragging it out for months. Home-based dealers who've been harassed by local bureaucrats now have federal support behind them. The essential point is that legitimate gun businesses can function without living in constant fear of arbitrary government harassment. Rule 6 tackles something sneaky that's been going on, which is the government tracking your digital footprint simply because you own guns. They were monitoring your location when you went to gun stores, tracking your online ammunition purchases, recording your gun-related internet searches, and creating profiles based on your social media activity. All of that is illegal now. The court ruled that the government can't use exercising your constitutional rights as justification for constant surveillance. Your phone data, credit card records, and online activity connected to legal gun ownership are now protected. If anyone attempts to access this information, inform them that digital surveillance of lawful gun owners is prohibited, and you don't consent to any searches of your devices or records. Rule 5 eliminates the manipulation that some states have been engaging in with carry permits. The Supreme Court established 3 rules that cannot be negotiated. Permits must be processed within 30 days, there can be no more subjective good cause requirements, and fees cannot exceed $50. States can't transform a constitutional right into a privilege by making you wait indefinitely, requiring you to justify why you need to carry, or charging outrageous fees. If you're in California, New York, New Jersey, or any other restrictive state, your entire permit system just received a complete overhaul. Applications that have been stuck in bureaucratic limbo for months are automatically approved after 30 days. Rule 4 is probably the biggest privacy victory we've witnessed. The federal government has been ordered to delete all their digitized gun owner records within 90 days. The courts declared that maintaining searchable databases violates federal law, period. Even more significant, any state that shares gun owner information with federal agencies is participating in an illegal registry and must stop immediately. The ATF has 90 days to demonstrate they've destroyed everything or they face contempt of court charges. This effectively destroys any possibility of creating a national gun registry through backdoor methods. Rule 3 puts an end to gun confiscation without proper criminal process. Red flag laws that don't require actual criminal charges are unconstitutional. Civil asset forfeiture of guns is finished. Police can't take your firearms during an investigation unless you're actually arrested and charged with a crime. The Supreme Court was absolutely clear about this. No seizure without arrest, formal charges, and due process. The days are gone when police could say we're taking your guns while we investigate, or someone reported you might be dangerous. Rule 2 changes everything about how police interact with gun owners. Officers who violate your Second Amendment rights no longer receive qualified immunity protection. They face personal financial liability, potential federal prosecution, and consequences that can end their careers. The court stated that if any reasonable person would understand that confiscating someone's legal gun or arresting them for lawful carry violates the Constitution, then police officers are expected to understand it too. This has already led to multi-million-dollar personal judgments against officers, and police departments are rushing to retrain everyone. Rule 1 is the foundation that makes everything else possible. The Supreme Court elevated Second Amendment rights to the highest level of constitutional protection available under American law. This means any law affecting your gun rights must survive strict scrutiny, which is the most demanding legal test we have. The government must prove they have a compelling reason for any restriction and use the least restrictive method possible. The burden is now entirely on the government to justify limitations on your rights, not on you to prove you deserve them. This single change makes thousands of existing gun laws legally questionable and forces politicians to meet the highest constitutional standards before passing new restrictions. What we're looking at here is the most comprehensive restoration of Second Amendment rights in generations. These aren't just legal technicalities. They're real-world protections that affect how you can exercise your constitutional rights every single day. The key is understanding these changes and knowing how to use them. Gun ownership in America just became significantly more straightforward and significantly more protected. Stay informed, know your rights, and remember that these protections only work if you understand them. The legal landscape has shifted dramatically in favor of constitutional rights, and every gun owner needs to understand what that means for them personally. If you found this information valuable, do me a favor and hit that like button right now. It helps get this critical information in front of more gun owners who need to know about these changes. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on your rights. Share this video with every gun owner you know because this information is too important to keep to yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.